Let's go over the new update here. So there's class changes and new feature debut in Diablo Immortal. In Diablo games, your journey begins with an important choice. Which class will you play as? To elevate some of the pressure associated with this choice and to equip players with an increased flexibility in how they play, we're adding a new class change mechanic to Diablo Immortal. After being up close and personal as a barbarian, perhaps you're ready to sheathe your swords and manipulate arcane forces from afar as a wizard. Class change presents an opportunity for a fresh start while maintaining most of your previous progress. To experience Sanctuary anew as a different class, visit the Shifting Flames Brazier and Westmarch to begin. So below are a few rules surrounding the class change mechanics. Class changes becomes available for a character beginning at level 35. So you have to be a level 35 or higher in order to get a class change for a character. You may change your class once every 7 days at no cost. That is badass. Holy cow. You may change your class once every 7 days at no cost. There is also a one-time option to immediately revert to your previous class, skipping the 7-day waiting period. What the fuck? That's one time now option. It's a one-time option, but skipping the 7-day waiting period. So if you don't like Wizard, you can go back and revert to your previous class, and then revert to another class. So you could do that one time. So that's pretty cool. So that means you could try out Wizard, and then revert back to your previous one, and then you can go ahead and become a different class. That's pretty cool. There are no current plans to allow players to purchase the ability to change classes more frequently, so they're not making it pay to win. That's awesome. I might try out Crusader. You guys just let me know in the comments down below. When you change to each class for the first time, you can set an appearance of your character and receive a full reset of your Paragon trees. That's also good, because we also gotta wait 7 damn days for to change your Paragon trees, so when you change to each class for the first time, you can set the appearance of your character and receive a full reset of your Paragon trees. That's also pretty pog. It's just really, really good that we can actually get something like that. Upon changing to each class for the first time, you will be granted placeholder gear. The placeholder gear will have an equivalent rank to the previous equipped gear of your last class. So that's good as well. And that also means when you swap your class, you also get your items from your last class that before you swap to the new class that you play. So that's pretty cool. All clan, warbrand, and other social groups afflictions will carry over. That's really good. So that means like your warband, you'll still play with your own warband. Your clan, you'll stick with your clan, and other social group affiliations will carry over. That's pretty good. Some class-specific cosmetics and gear will not carry over when you change classes. All gear equipped to your previous class will be available in your inventory. Any cosmetics owned for that class will be retained on that class and will be available upon changing it back to it. So basically, when you change your class, you're not going to have any of your cosmetics. You're going to have to... it's only cosmetic for the same class, which is kind of stupid. I feel like if it's your main character and you bought and spent the money for all the cosmetics, then they should automatically transfer over to the next class. I think they really need to change that. I think that's kind of stupid, spending real life money and then getting a bunch of cosmetics, and then once you change a class for free, you don't get none of the cosmetics. I think that's dumb. I think that should be account-wise anyways, in my opinion. Any of the cosmetics or any of the stuff you bought, progression, I think that should be account-wide. It should not just be character-based. I think that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard of for Diablo, because it's never been like that in any other Diablo, but that's just my opinion. So, the new Hero's Journey, it just looks like it's going to have some more rewards here. It looks pretty good. It looks like it's going to give some platinum, legendary crests, a portrait frame, and etc. And that's for the Hero's Journey, which is the Adventurer's Path Limited Time event, which starts July 20th at 3 a.m. and ends August 3rd at 3 a.m. Server time. As you complete Adventurous Path tasks, you'll earn gold, enchanted dust, scrap metals for your heroics. Racking up enough to complete a task will also unlock a milestone rewards for you. Upon completion of 8 tasks, 10 keys. Upon completion of 16 tasks, you get Adventurer Laro's portrait frame. Upon completion of 20 tasks, you get 1 legendary crest. That's pretty good. I'm really going to be playing this event. I don't even know if I'm actually going to be able to because I want to be home. I will have enough time because I go to vacation here soon. So I leave Friday. I'm going to try to do this event. We might try Satyr. I'm really thinking about going Crusader and just maining Crusader, but instead of Monk. So the hero's journey, if you can prove you're up to the task, a bounty of rewards is here to greet you upon completing each chapter. These range from large sums of gold to ore, platinum to keys, legendary crests, or even the glory journey portrait frame. But it doesn't really. It's just a new in-game experience that unlocks for adventures during the frozen tundra portion of the main quest line. Well, that's dumb because I'm already. That's so dumb, because I already did all that, man. I'm already done with the whole storyline. Alright, let's just go to the new Hello Query boss. I'm really excited about this new raid boss, because we have the Frozen Girl right now. So, is the third of the Wrathbound demons to plague Sanctuary. She has earned the worship of countless demons over the ages, but is no longer a stranger to combat. Her petrification rays, Bilious Venom, and Serpentine strikes on dwarf the power of Lassel and Biteth. So it looks like emerges on August 2nd. So we won't see this new raid boss until August 2nd. That's good. So we have a lot of time to do, you know, your tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 raid boss of the Frost Girl. And it looks like they're bringing back the Hungering Moon limited time event. Looks like we will become welcome brave adventurers to lend their hand in satiating the moon's hunger from July 29th, 3 a.m. to July 31st. But I don't know why they put this in here, because that's already passed. We already did this event. I don't know. We also get a new cosmetic set. It's called Amber Blades. Right now, they're just showing the barb look, and it looks kind of like a gladiator time. Jacob's already got a new thing, man. The Amber Blade are the most fearsome desert gangs vying for control of Shasir. Okay, well, they're bringing in new cosmetics that you can buy, armor blades. Future updates, Warband Raid. Completing a weekly Warband Raid will now allow you to purchase an Eternal Legendary Crest for 1600 Platinum from the Crest Merchant and Westmarch. That's pretty cool. I don't know what an Eternal Legendary Crest is. I'm just so used to calling it Legendary Crest. I wonder if it's like a new Legendary Crest they're bringing out. So when you do complete a weekly Warband Raid, you can go get a Legendary Crest for 1600 Platinum, which is really nice because Platinum you can do as a free-to-play. You can easily do the Platinum is free-to-play. Getting that much is super easy. Fading Ember. The Fading Ember cap has been increased from 200 to 280. That is really nice. You may now trade 22 Fall Runes for an Eternal Legendary Crest. That is so huge. Because it's better than having the 22 Fall Runes and you go turn it in for a random Legendary Gem, which can rank from a 1-star to a 5-star gem. And that's some like crazy RNG if you want to keep on doing rifts, getting the Fading Embers, getting the Fall Runes to 22. Go trade in for a random legendary gem ranking 1 to 5-star. That's another way you guys can start farming up for legendary gems to increase your guys' resonance. But now they're actually saying that you could trade 22 Fall Runes now for Eternal Legendary Crest. That is so huge. It's better to do that now than buying the random legendary gem, unless you just want to be crazy and just try to RNG it and get a 5-star. But I'd rather keep on buying legendary crests. That means they're trying to make it less pay to win, which is really nice, because the fact that the only way to really get legendary crests in the game is either the Hilts Trader or buy it. But you only get one a month from the Hilts Trader, so this is also nice. So people will start doing rifts more, so they can do their rare crests, which is super easy to get. You could buy them from the Hilts Trader. You can do so much. You can get it from doing a bunch of stuff. So now you can go ahead and trade your fall runes from your rares and start building up those eternal legendary crests. So what I would recommend is everybody just pause on the rifts right now until this new update comes out tomorrow, and then start running them for fall runes, and then try to get eternal legendary crests so you can actually get better gems for your build or whatever you're playing. New monster affixes. Shell summons a defense shield, preventing life loss until it is destroyed. Siphon channels a draining beam at one target that slows and leeches life to heal for 5 seconds. That's pretty good. Wind's Haunting, this is actually a legendary gem. Change the ability description to read: when you defeat an enemy, a dark beast attacks nearby enemies, dealing X% basage damage. Cannot occur more than once every X seconds. Blood-soaked Jade, and just increases all damage you deal up to an X% while at full life, with a minimum bonus of Y% while at low life. Increases your movement speed by Z%. In the previous description, it wasn't entirely clear that movement speed was a flat buff, while the damage bonus was affected by your life. That's pretty good. This is where we're getting to the juicy stuff, guys. This is the juicy stuff right here. 36 new class legendary items. Let's get into the Barbarian. Compromise is loss. Ground Stomp now rips open the ground, dealing damage to enemies in front of you. So that's like kind of like a quick barb. Like, it makes an earthquake with Ground Stomp. So they're kind of like that would be a nice build to use Ground Stomp now. I mean, I don't know. We'd have to test all the builds out, but we're going to test out Monk and then swap to Crusader and then try out new stuff. But I guarantee you all the build metas are going to change. Doom of the Cowed. Activating Wrath of Berserker now immediately reduces the movement speed of all nearby enemies by X%. Oh my gosh. That's like a permanent CC for how long you could be in Wrath of Berserker. Ooh. That's like an instant CC, dude. That's like really broken in PvP. You can get like in a big group, pop Wrath of Berserker, and they have nowhere to run. And then you can Whirlwind and pull them in, and then they're just, oh my gosh, that is so big. 5 Fresh Claws. Whirlwind now shreds armor, increases all damage enemies take by X%, stacking up to 5 times. So I wonder how much the percentage is going to be, maybe? Increasing all damage enemies take by X%, stacking up to 5 times. So if it's like an armor penetration, and it increases the damage of Whirlwind by an X%. I don't know how much the percentage is going to start off up, but I guess we'll find out. Hopefully it's like 10%. No, that's too broken. I don't know, maybe 5%. I don't know. Something low, because that's going to be broken in PvP. Lieutenant Twin. When Frenzy is fully stacked, each attack unleashes X damage to all enemies in front of you. Cannot occur more often than once every Y seconds. So now they're like buffing up Frenzy. It's kind of like, I forgot what it's called in Diablo 3, but it's where you attack with your Frenzy and it shoots off like blades to the sides on Diablo 3, but this is like kind of like that. Paste and Powder. Where do they come up with these legendary names? Paste and powder. Yeah, guys, you guys got that paste and powder legendary, man? Hammer of the Ancients now randomly drops hammers in the targeted area multiple times. That is so... That sounds like fun. I ain't gonna lie. Hammer of the Ancients would sound so much fun in PvP. The Trembling. Undying Rage also increases your movement speed by X%. Broken. That is broken. Undying Rage is already broken, but that is going to make it even more broken. It's going to increase your movement speed and increase your leech. That's broken. Alright, here we go. Crusader, guys. Crusader. Forgotten Savior. Falling Sword now calls flames from the heavens that burn enemies. So now they got more bleeds. They already got the Burning Steed. Now they're going to add a Burning Falling Sword. Broken. That's a lot of dot damage. You can basically make a Burning Crusader with the banner and just have 100% crit burns on a big, like, mob or anything. It's going to be really good for clearing speed now. Torrential Refrain. Condemn now immediately detonates all of its damage on the enemy it hits. That's going to be pretty good. I like Condemn Satyr on Diablo 3, so I really think that's going to be really nice in Diablo Immortal. They also got a legendary called Daybreak. Concentration now protects you and nearby party members, decreasing damage taken by X%. Okay, so it's like our inner sanctuary is a monk, but now concentration now protects you and nearby party members, decreasing damage taken. So it's kind of like an inner sanctuary. Equal portion. Sacred Chain no longer constrains enemies, instead forming a chains of flame between enemies, which burns other enemies that touch it. That's kind of cool. That's going to be really cool. Sacred Chain is going to be off the hook, bro. Sacred Chain no longer constrains enemies, instead forming a chain of flames between enemies, which burn the other enemies that it touch. Stare of Worth. Shield Glare now burns enemies for X damage over Y seconds. Why? Why are they making everything burn damage? Just burn damage, burn damage, burn damage. I mean, you got Sacred Chain burn damage. Shield Glare now burns enemies. And then Falling Sword now calls flames from the heaven that burn enemies. Alright, well, that's going to be kind of cool. We're going to have to test out some new Crusader builds. Heaven Squints. Judgment now conjures a continuous beam of light from the heavens, which moves under your control. I don't know what that exactly does, but that seems pretty good. That's something that moves under your control. That's just so big. I don't know what Judgment really does, but it's a beam of light from the heavens that it moves under your control. That's pretty big. Demon Hunter. Hunter-Gatherer. Escape now launches X homing rockets at nearby enemies. When activated, each dealing Y damage, so it's like a flat damage base. I don't know how much it's gonna launch, but whatever the thing is called, Escape now launches however many rockets, but it deals base damage. It doesn't do percentage damage. It does base damage. I don't know anything about the Demon Hunter. I'm just gonna straight up be honest. Murder Most. Vengeance now increases your critical strike chance by X%. Let's hope that's not really big, because critical strike chance is really big in this game. But I don't feel like Demon Hunters needed that, because Vengeance now increases your critical strike chance. Demon Hunter is going to be broken, dude. Okay, it's not going to be like that broken. I mean, dude, this is kind of crazy, dude. Causes you to lose Y% of your life every second, so a percentage of your life is gone every second that you have Vengeance up, but you're also getting that critical strike chance by X%. I don't know. I feel like Demon Hunter is getting too much love, Pinpoint Overflow. Multi-shot now fires all arrows in a targeted direction and can strike the same enemy multiple times. That's kind of good for like single target boss damage, so they'll be actually packing some punches, in my opinion, for that. Multi-shot. Puncta Obscura. Impale now also causes enemies to bleed for X damage over Y seconds. So flat bleed with Impale as a demon hunter, that's pretty big. Scrap Dex. Knife Trap now scatters multiple mines that will explode when stepped on, but it can no longer have multiple charges. I feel like that would be kind of a good build to run with. See how it's gonna go. Suit Mordant. I don't know how to pronounce that. Smokescreen now hurls an acid bomb that damages enemies continuously. Damn. Smokescreen now hurls an acid bomb. Like consistent damage. That's crazy. Alright, let's get into my favorite part. The monk, baby. Endless Trial. Imprisoned Fist now continuously launches punches in a direction you could change while channeling. Oh my gosh. Imprisoned Fist is getting a channeling? Using Imprisoned Fist will slowly consume its energy, which will recover when Imprisoned Fist is not in use. That's pretty good. That is really, really good. I feel like Imprisoned Fist is going to be really good to use now. I wonder if that's going to be like a weapon, or like, is it going to be like a pants? We don't really have that much pants option or main hand. So I'm wondering if this is going to be like a main hand fist weapon, or is it going to be like a pants or like a helm or something. Numb Realization. Exploding Palm Bleed effects now has an X% chance to be detonated by other attacks. That is so huge. That is so huge in PvP. That is so huge in PvE. It's just that is so huge overall. It's just so good. Exploding Palm Bleed effect now has an X% chance to be detonated by other attacks. So that means I can throw my Exploding Palm with this Numb Realization. I can throw my Exploding Palm and then boom, 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 boom. And it can just main attack, and it has a chance to be detonated by other attacks. Pugilist Presence. 7-Sided Strike now attacks repeatedly in the same direction, knocking back the enemy each time. So this is going to be really good in PvP. We'll have to make like a new PvP build with 7-Sided Strike. This monk only really has like maybe 2 options in PvP, and it's really like sad. But I'm glad they're bringing out legendaries so people can have other builds to try out and have fun with. Rattling Arm. Wave Strike now turns into a ball that pulls in and continuously damages enemies. Oh my god. Rattling Arm is gonna be good. Dude, that's crazy. I can like Wave Strike, pull them in, and like 7-sided. I don't know. I can do so much damage with Wave Strike now with the Rattling Arm. That's crazy. Starving Mosquito. Flying Dragon damage is increased by X% for each enemy hit. That's going to be so good in PvP. Or in PvE as well, if you like playing with Flying Dragon. I don't really like to play with it, because there's just no way I can use it. Up to a maximum increase of Y%. That's going to be big. That's going to be big Flying Dragon damage. Plus, it's already got a grouping system with it. So you Flying Dragon, you fist up, and then you slam them down. So you can really like move people and deal so much damage with Flying Dragon. That's going to be so big in wars. I'm definitely going to have to use that Starving Mosquito. Typhlit Robe. That's definitely going to be a chest armor. I mean, you guys didn't even try to hide that. That's a chest armor. Robe. Cyclone Strike now creates a sandstorm that reduces enemy vision and deals damage. Man, I've never had a monk. Well, I mean, you had. I mean, we did, but not in Diablo Immortal yet. But now we get to reduce enemy vision and deals damage at the same time with Cyclone Strike. That's going to be also big. I'm really excited to see what I can come up with for monk, and then give you guys some build videos. Necromancer. Arc of Misery. Bone Spirits now bounce whenever it hits a wall. That's so big. So even if you like shoot towards a wall, you can just, it bounces back. So I mean, It's gonna hit him, right? No matter what. Cloak of Quills. Bone armor now causes your summons to continuously deal damage to nearby enemies, but no longer protects them. That's pretty big for your summons as well. I mean, Bone armor now causes your summons to continuously deal damage to nearby enemies, but no longer protects them. That's something you could pick up easily. Hissing Skin. Grim Scythe now increases all damage you deal by X% for each enemy hit, up to Y% for a Z amount of seconds. That's also big, man. Grim Scythe now increases all damage you deal. That's pretty big if you're using Grim Scythe as your probably your main attack or something. I don't know, but that's pretty big for damage. That's a big damage boost. I'm pretty sure it's probably going to be 10-15%. Like Monk's already got one. So when you use I forgot which item it was, but there is a monk weapon that does this as well. So now Necromancer is getting one. That's pretty big. Shared Service. Bonus armor now reduces all continual damage you take by an X%. That is really good. That is a really good survival. Because whatever, I'm pretty sure bone armor reduces something else, but now it also reduces all continuous damage you take by an X%. That's pretty big. Studied Menace. Corpse Lance now causes enemies to decay, dealing X damage, which means flat damage, for Y amount of seconds. The Corpse Lances now causes enemies to decay, and it's like a flat damage per second. That's pretty big, I guess. I don't really know. I've never played any other class besides Monk right now. Vesper Guard. Skeleton Mage now shoots continuously raised at enemies. That's pretty big too. This is what I really want to know. Is Wizard actually going to be buffed now, and it's not like almost utter... It's not the worst class in the game? I think Wizard right now, as of right now in the game, Wizard's probably the worst class to play. The aimless one, Arcane Torrent, now launches missiles at random enemies around you. That's pretty big. The Innervators, Ray of Frost now creates an ice shield each time it damages an enemy, absorbing X damage and stacking up to 10 times. So let's hope it's like at least like 300. I mean, that'll make them too tanky, right? I mean, no, 300 times 10. That's no. We cannot have that. But I'm betting money on it. It's going to be something like that ridiculous. Fire Flurry. Scorch now hurls a ball of magma that bursts when it strikes an enemy, creating a pool of magma that burns and stuns enemies. Oh my god. That sounds badass. So you can Scorch now hurls a ball of magma, so when the ball of magma hits an enemy, it creates a pool of magma that burns and stuns enemies. That is so big in PvP. Anything that says the word stun, instant PvP. 99 Wild Arcana. Arcane Torrent damage increases by X%. I don't know if that's good or bad. I don't know, but that sounds pretty good. I mean, it's a damage increase by X%. They didn't give us what percentage it's going to get, but I guess we'll find out when it comes out. Walking Invocation. Ray of Frost now creates an illusion that channels a beam of frost in the targeted location. That sounds pretty big as well. Weathering Eye. Arcane Wind now also applies an X% reduction to movement speed for Y seconds. That sounds pretty good. So, the new stuff that we do have right now would be Armor Blade cosmetic set coming out. A new warband feature that came up. Completing a weekly warband will now allow you to purchase an Eternal Legendary Crest for 1,600 Platinum. You can find it at the Crest Merchant and West March, John Doe. You also got a new Helicuri boss that doesn't come out until August 2nd. You got a new event called Adventures Path Limited. It starts from July 20th 3 a.m. to July 3rd at 3 a.m. You get 10 keys, a legendary crest, and a portrait frame from this event. So I hope everybody tunes in for that. You also get a new hero's journey for the quest line and stuff. You get, it looks like a portrait frame, platinum, keys, and a legendary crest. Class changes is going to be big, so it becomes available after hitting character level 35. You can change your class once every 7 days at no cost, so it looks like it's going to be a free-to-play kind of a concept for it. There's also a one-time option to immediately revert your previous class, skipping the 7-day waiting period. There are no current plans to allow players to purchase the ability to change classes more frequently, so that's good. So people can't just buy, oh, I want to be a Crusader. Oh, I want to be a Wizard today. I'm going to go ahead and buy it. You know what I mean? Yeah, you don't get any of your cosmetics when you change your class, which is dumb in my opinion. I think if you paid for it on your main character and you want to swap to a different class, I think you should be able to have all your cosmetics that you do own. All your clan warbands affiliations will carry over. You will have the same placeholder gear you basically do. It's an equivalent rank. That's pretty much it for the new update, guys. I hope you guys enjoy it. Let me know in the comments of your guys' questions and concerns about it. But my biggest concern is the class changes, or why we don't get our cosmetics. Because I already have a crap ton of cosmetics on my monk. Why when I change it to like a Crusader, why do I not get my cosmetics that I've paid for? You know, I think that's dumb. I think if I want to be a Crusader and I'm a monk, I think I should be able to have all my cosmetics when I transfer, and it doesn't just stay with that class. So your monk or whatever you guys use, your cosmetics you bought on that character will still be on that class when you change it back. You still can always revert back to your previous class. I feel like Crusader is going to get a bunch of changes, and so I think almost every class is going to get some big changes, so there's going to be a lot more builds to play. But let me know your guys' comments and concerns down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.